So, another chapter of the Twitch drama has opened itself. As you all know, at this point, Twitch is on fire. The whole Miskiff cover up, quote unquote. I still say that it wasn't quite a cover up. I don't think Maya understood the full situation. But there has been some new developments, mainly Maya Higa leaving the internet. There also has been this pretty funny clip that pretty much everybody's been laughing about.
The exact words that were said were like, Maya, you are Maya Higa. You know who you are. You're a woman. She'll listen to you. Not like.
So apparently that guy is Mitch Jones, and he's like a grade A idiot. And I just wanted to show that real quick, because a lot of people are saying, you are Maya Higa, you are Maya Higa. And even though the clip is just kind of weird, because he's acting like she's like Emperor Palpatine, and she's gonna go down there and like manipulate Adriana's story. There's still a little bit of truth to it. Like, yeah, there is a bit of a power dynamic, and she's even gonna talk about it in the twit longer that she released. So without further ado, let's get into that. My final statement. I would first like to respond to the recorded call from last week that was aired on stream, September 22nd, 2020. I was not offered the opportunity to represent myself on that call, and thus what I said and my intentions on that day in question, July 6th, 2021, were misrepresented. I have already spoken my truth on stream, September 19th, 2022. But in light of the false allegations brought upon me, I feel the need to speak it again. I do not want to engage in nuke wars. I do not want to play games. I only speak to my own intentions and actions that day. Just from that first little blurb, I was like, oh, we're in for a ride here. She definitely got this written by her lawyers in some part, which is not like extremely bad, especially in a legal situation like this. Like, this could have real repercussions down the road, so you definitely need to watch what you say. And she obviously has help with all the dates here and the way that it's written and the way that she's like, hey, I'm not playing games, I don't want to be in nuke wars, here's when everything happened, keep me out of it. That's probably the undertone that she's trying to commit and trying to communicate there. I don't know why I say commit, but at the end of the day, you can say that this stuff is really, really making her squirm. It's getting to her on some level. Maybe not, the most effective thing ever, and it's like rocking her world, but it is getting to her, obviously, which we're going to see more and more throughout this twit longer. So let's keep going. I did not go to the house that day with the intention of manipulating Adriana's story. I did not cover up SA. This would not be possible, as even Adriana did not consider the incident to be SA until this past Monday, September 19th, 2022, as she said on her stream. Adriana's feelings regarding the situation have rightfully changed since that day, and I support her. On that day, July 6, 2021, I was only able to operate off the information given to me by Adriana and the eyewitnesses at the time. The information that was there is no R-word or SA, but that Crazy Slick had made Adriana uncomfortable. I supported Adriana in sharing this. I did not ask about her experience, and I did go there with the intention of understanding the truth of the incidents that occurred at the party in January of 2022. At the time, I thought this was the right thing to do. I fully understand that it was wrong given my position to insert myself in that situation. I apologize for the power dynamic and the harm it might have caused. It was irresponsible of me to not remove myself from the situation, and I take full accountability for making this mistake. I am deeply disappointed in my judgment and choices, and I'm really sorry to Adriana for my involvement. So I just started speed reading at the end because I just wanted to get through that. That was like a minute long, but that is like the biggest chunk right there. I do find it pretty interesting that, like, just from her account and the eyewitnesses, you would think that would be enough to be like, oh, that's probably SA. He's touching all over her chest, and he was like apparently kissing her, but that's not what she said. So I'm gonna go with what she said was just he was like touching her chest and stuff, which is pretty odd, And people were getting mad at her for saying, oh, she didn't consider the situation to be SA until this past Monday. I didn't cover it up. Yeah, she was working off the information she had. She should have connected the dots, but all she said was that, hey, if you're gonna say, hey, he didn't SA me, then say that. Please be clear in the document, because this is our business here. please don't mess up our business with this. Like, this is very important. We can't have people thinking a certain way. I mean, even with the Ime Udoka stuff, saying his name wrong, but coach for the Celtics NBA team, and he apparently violated some work policy to get him suspended, something to do with a relationship. And because people don't know the facts, they just speculate and speculate and speculate. And that's exactly what would have happened if this story had gotten out without all the facts. And to this day, we don't have all the facts. Genuinely, it looks worse and worse for Crazy Slick the more we see. But as of right now, it's not a full story. I never intended for my status to influence Adriana. I would never knowingly protect a predator, and I would never threaten or discourage a victim from speaking out about their experiences. I absolutely condemn the actions of Crazy Slick. I've privately apologized to Adriana and will publicly apologize again. I am truly sorry for Adriana's experience with Crazy Slick and for the experiences of other women who have shared their stories. I am sorry, and I feel horrible for being part of the reason that Adriana has experienced everything she has in the past year. I'm sorry for this, that this has become a nauseating he said, she said battle. I do think it's very clear that she got some help with this, because if not, I'm pretty sure she would have went full hard in the paint on Crazy Slick and said, hey, he essayed her. Like, I condemn the essay, not the actions of Crazy Slick, because if you say the essay, then he's coming out with lawsuits. And more than likely, he's probably going to come with at least one or two for, I would say, like Adriana Lee and maybe Destiny or Hassan or somebody like that. Sort of like a pot shot in the dark thing. Like, hey, this story got out in a horrible way. Like, I had to take down my Twitter. I was getting attacked from all angles. And it's all your guys' fault because you put out the story this way. And if I find out sometime down the road that the allegations are completely false, I will 100% be behind him going after Adriana Lee. Anybody else, though, nah, they're just covering the story. Even though, like, she says, hey, I didn't intend for my status to influence Adriana, there still is, like, a level of, like, oh, this person is so famous. But Adriana doesn't have that huge of, like, a presence to begin with. And a lot of times, I've talked about this, bad publicity online is a lot of the time good publicity. You will get something out of getting dogged on Twitter. You will. If it's just a little bit more exposure than you would have gotten, you will get something. You will gain some sort of notoriety, because that's just the way it is. And a lot of people see it as like, oh, this big creator came after me. Oh, well, now my online career is completely in jeopardy, which is something I've always disagreed with. I've never seen it as that way. Now, if you disagree, that's fine. I would like to know exactly why. And so drop that in the comments. But I'm going to read the last part of the Twit Longer. I have remained in this industry because I have always seen streaming as a means to an end, the end being a powerful platform for conservation education. For those of you who are still willing to support my platform, thank you. For those of you unwilling, I understand. I am stepping away from my online platforms indefinitely. I'm sorry. Thank you all for reading. So I do think she's overreacting a little bit by like saying, oh, this insane platform that's done a world of good, one bad thing happened and I'm done. I'm stepping away. I've never liked that mindset. I've always viewed things with the 72-hour rule that Drake talked about in his Rap Radar interview. Things are always on a news cycle. And unfortunately, people are going to be forgetting about this whole Twitch stuff by the 30th. Today's the 25th. I guarantee you by the 30th, most people won't be talking about this unless something else happens, like another call gets leaked or more girls start coming out about Crazy Slick. As of right now, things are already starting to die down. And I guarantee you, at some point, she's either going to think about coming back or she will come back. Because it's just so lucrative. And I don't know a ton about the content she makes, but at some point, some people are going to be willing to come back to you. there's enough fans of what you do to where you can be like, oh, okay, I'm back. And people are going to be like, oh my goodness, they're just going to come back, right? There will be a little bit of upheaval on Twitter of people going, how could she be back? I can't believe this. And then, boom, it'll be done and over with. And then she'll go right back to making all that money. Which, if she's lying, is really unfortunate. If she's telling the truth, is good. But I'm going to end it off here. I don't have anything else to say on this topic. And I do think that this Twitch stuff is getting a little played out. So I'm just going to sit back and watch for a little bit. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.